You're listening to a portion of our conversation from episode 288, featuring the Jurassic Wire with myself, Brad Jost, and co-host Aaron Beyer. If you want to hear the full conversation, download the episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. Today we present the intro to the show, where we discuss what we've been watching and catching up on recently. As always, be sure to let us know what you think, and of course, we hope you enjoy it. Welcome everybody to the Jurassic Wire. I am Brad Jost, and my co-anchor for this program is Aaron Beyer. The Jurassic Wire is the segment here on the Jurassic Park podcast where we discuss all the latest news on the Jurassic saga and the latest conversations in the Jurassic community. Today, we're going to be discussing Universal Beijing's Jurassic World Adventure, some of Mattel's latest. We'll see what we can find. Also, Jurassic World Evolution 2, a lot of topics we can talk around that, and Jurassic World Dominion, and all the word coming out of CinemaCon. But before we get into all that stuff, let's welcome in Aaron. How you doing, dude?
As I told you before, it's like, am I good? I don't know. Define good. I'm alive. People have much bigger problems than I do. But look at this office. It used to be okay, and then it was amazing, and now it's so depressing. Like just a month later. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm alive. I'm breathing.
You're here. You're ready.
Here's the thing: there are so many much bigger problems right now going on in the world. I'm happy to have a job, be alive, being able to feed myself. I just would like to know where I'm moving in the next 2 months. Like, where am I going to live? I don't know.
Well, no idea. You figure that out. That'd be nice. Maybe you'll get a message in the middle of talking about Jurassic. I don't know.
That'd be great, right? That'd be great.
So, we kind of took a little bit of time off, right? We did this. I think we recorded our last one back in May. Or no, we released our last one, I think, back in May. So we really haven't taken a whole lot of time off. But I think we recorded one in June, and the June one might have been the one that we're like, Nah, we're not going to release this. Let's just scrap it, because we were like, we want to celebrate things, but like by the time we got to the end of our conversation, we felt like, I don't know, we don't really want to talk about this stuff anymore. maybe too negative. I don't know.
It wasn't even that. It was just like, I feel like sometimes if you're going and you just trip over a rock and you just keep tumbling down and you just keep like, you can't stop. I think I might have tripped over something, and it was just, what was the topic? Oh, it was me being like upset that I couldn't see the Dominion like teaser because I'm in and like it just opened a whole can of worms that like apparently I didn't know I was holding resentment against a country. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know I was holding resentment against an entire industry. So I called you the next day and I was just like, I don't feel good about that.
Yeah.
This is a happy place.
Yeah, we were both on the same page. At least we're both like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't do this. And you tripped, I tripped. We're all like all over the place. And you know what's funny about whatever we were talking about in June is I went through my notes and I was like, all right. Usually what I do is when the next month comes around, I go and copy and paste my old notes into my new notes, and then just like subtract whatever we used to talk about and put in what we're gonna talk about. And it's funny enough, is literally the same topics.
You just copy and paste the same topics.
I just copied and pasted and barely changed anything. So I think though that I think this month should be pretty good. I'm very excited about what we have to talk about. And there's a lot of fun stuff, I think, on the table, and some things we can kind of like, sift through and theorize on and just have a good time talking about. But yeah, I wanted to ask you right off the bat. And I know you have something to share, which we'll get into in a minute here. But, I kind of wanted to maybe kick it off, because usually we do like a big conversation in the beginning about like just the most random stuff ever. So I wanted to kind of ask you, like, what have you been like consuming lately? Is there anything out there that you maybe like have on your mind that was something that was like really good, or something you've been into recently? I feel like, right now we're all kind of still at this weird point in time where we're like, somewhat still stuck at home, still doing things. Movies are either in theaters or online or plenty of good TV shows. Like, what's something that you've been interested in recently? Or have you, like, I know you've been like trying to pack up stuff. Have you?
So here's the thing. So I started that Witcher. I love The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bandwagon like Witcher fan. Like, I'll fully admit, like, I got into it like with Witcher 3, and I love the show. So like when I say I love The Witcher, I love the things that a majority of fans probably love, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we started the cartoon. I couldn't really I just couldn't focus on it. We did start What If. I'm not feeling.
Oh no!
What If? Yeah, so we started.
Really?
We started the T'Challa. I should gonna say
Star-Lord.
The Star-Lord one. I don't know, like something about the Captain America one. The acting felt so like pandemic-y. Like you could tell that they were.
We've had that conversation before with like certain things. I think like The Walking Dead and stuff like that kind of like felt like it was made during the pandemic. I don't know if I got that feeling from What If.
Animation definitely always, like, for the most part, VO for animation is done separately. Like the actors aren't usually in the same room, but they'll usually have a table read. I feel like this to me, I don't know when this was recorded. I'm assuming before the pandemic, but either way, it felt like they didn't do a table read. All the acting was like kind of flat, especially the the guy who plays Bucky. Even my friend was like, I said, do you feel like he just was recording that like on his iPhone from his couch? Because like it felt like it, like there was just almost like no emotion.
I every now and then, not with this show in particular, but sometimes in this past like year and a half or whatever, I've been like, oh, that was definitely somebody just like sat in a closet in their house and recorded some AR, and like sometimes you can tell like for sure. Was Sebastian Stan doing the voice for Bucky in this one? Because this show it's kind of all over the place. Where like you will get some of the main actors, a lot of the main actors, and then all of a sudden like there'll be one person you're like, what? Why isn't this person here? All these other people are here, but you couldn't get this person. And then you hear like Dave Bautista wasn't even asked to play Drax, and you're like, what? How is he not asked to play Drax in like the second episode? It's like, really? Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
Think about the timeline, like with that. Like, I wonder if when that show was recording or was casting, if like, because he was very vocal about like if James Gunn doesn't come back, like I'm done, right?
Yeah.
Marvel doesn't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, look at all the stuff that happened with Scarlett Johansson. It's like,
let's go even further back, right? Like, the guy who played the Hulk, not the original, but like the
Edward Norton.
Yeah. So there's the Norton. There's the I don't know any of these people.
Rhodey,
the original Rhodey.
Yep.
It's like they don't bite the hand that feeds you, like kind of like situation. Like don't.
Yeah, I
mean,
wonder if that had played a part there with him or not. It's hard to say, because then that would have been more recently. So that depends on when they reached out to people, when they recorded things. I mean, the T'Challa stuff. Chadwick Boseman recorded that obviously before he died, which was actually I think a year ago, literally today as we're recording. So he recorded, I believe, 4 episodes. So he's got a lot of content coming our way.
I mean, but like honestly, like as much as like consuming, whenever bummer things happen to me, it's like I just kind of go to like my just that soul food like sitcom stuff.
Your go-to stuff.
Dude, Ashley said to me my wife is over here. If you hear clicking, she's frantically working on a demo. She says to me today, she's like, is this our 4th watch through of Parks and Recreation? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. It makes me happy. It's an injection of positivity that like I just currently am not getting from the landlord who wants me out, and the the city that's just crazy expensive. It's just like
you gotta watch New Girl if that's the kind of vibe you want. you know, because it's like they're in their apartment, they're all together. There's like landlords and stuff like that, and you know the guy who wants to come fix, their apartment's insane. Like,
although like realistically, for how many people are in that apartment, it's in Los. Like I actually believe that you can afford that kind of apartment with 4 professionals.
Yeah,
living in it, like.
Yeah, there's supposed to be 3. There's the one episode where the guy who like fixes the apartment comes there. He's like, "There's 4 people in here. There's supposed to be 3." You know, whatever. So
I'm trying to think though. What have I watched that's just been awesome? The Spider-Man trailer was amazing.
Oh my God, yes, that was
fantastic.
So, that's like an interesting thing. Like, you know, the hype around that movie, which I think, you know, we can always relate to with Jurassic. It's like the hype around something before the trailer hits or before whatever hits. It's like it can't ever live up to the expectation of what the thing is, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't feel like it can. I mean, it's really, really hard to do. But like the hype surrounding that trailer, it's been months and months and months of waiting. We're literally only like, what are we, 3 months? September, October, November, so 4 months away from the release of that film, and we're like, where is this trailer? But going back to the what if thing, man, I really love that show so far. The first episode, everybody's like, I don't really dig this episode. I was like, oh my God, I love this. I love exactly what this is. I can't wait to see that character, hopefully in live action at some point, and just like maybe more in this series. Like that would be really cool. Second episode, I was like, okay, it's fine. Like I kind of have the opposite reaction. I was like, this is cool. I like this alternate story that they're doing, but like yeah, I don't know. I just like the first one better. And the third one, I don't know. Did you get a chance to see the third one?
No, actually, we sat
I
down
can spoil anything from it because it was like this week. But it's awesome.
We sat down to finish the second one today, and like Disney, dude, that app is so bad. That Disney Plus app is so like we always have problems. But you know what? Maybe it's trying to like figure out which country I'm in because I use like a VPN. So maybe like it's my own problem.
Maybe.
Oh no, you know what I did see? We paid the $30 to watch Jungle Cruise.
I have not paid. I'm so like bummed I haven't done that yet. Was it good? You like it?
I mean, I'm glad. Look. I'm glad I split the $30 with my family. Mm-hmm. We share a Disney Plus account. But I'm just trying. It was good. Like it wasn't bad. It just was
it's kind of one that has a lot to live up to as well. Like with all the Pirates movies and everything, it kind of gets a lot of comparisons with that, you know?
I think that's what like the problem was. It just wanted so badly to be Pirates of the Caribbean that like, and like, I mean, selfishly, like I wanted it to be the first Pirates of the Caribbean too. Cause like that movie just was so out of like left field and it just felt so good. And it felt like what you would want a pirate movie to feel like. But yeah, I don't know. This one just kind of slightly missed the mark, but like it still was good. Like I would watch this movie again for sure. I mean, I'll watch it again for free on Disney Plus, or I'll spend $20 just to own it, you know, digitally. Yeah, or whatever. I hope they make a second one. Like I liked it enough to want to watch a second one.
Well, who knows, man? Nowadays, with you know, returns and stuff on films. I mean, like I think they're so stuck on like, hey, if it's not in theaters doing bank, like, you know, it's a failure. But like these days, you can't. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
A lot of pandemic money.
Yeah, sure. Which is like, you know, I don't know. Usually around like 25 million. I feel like everybody's happy these days. But yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird, man. With all these,
that actually goes back to like you were saying the ScarJo lawsuit thing, right? Like, what does she have to lose? Her role in Marvel is done, right? Like
done at that point. Like, so you know, she wants to get the money that was owed to her, you know. And then it's this weird thing where they're like selling it in a place that wasn't expected. So, you know, you got to get that money back. You know, it's only fair.
I think it's really weird to have done that movie because I'm trying to think. Gotta readjust. It was like, so I worked on Black Widow, and that was a very long production because like that's when like, COVID hit during that, and Marvel was happy to just like be okay with us refining. Like we worked on that for a very large chunk of the pandemic. And they were just super happy to let us keep refining. We were super happy to do it, obviously. But like the discussion was like, well, what happens with Marvels and the timeline, because of like almost anything you can kind of just cancel, right? With Jurassic, right? Like you can delay it like 2 years because there's no other Jurassic content that interferes with Dominion's like story, right? Unless there's some Camp Cretaceous stuff. But even then, it's like we've had discussions of like, is Camp Cretaceous really canon, right? Like because of licensing the name and all that other stuff, right? So like there's that. Yeah. But with Marvel, it's like, well, you have all these things that are happening that like need like you like at some point one of these movies or one of these shows is gonna have to hit because you have some kind of thread that you need to pick up somewhere else. At the end of the day, I'm really weirded out that this was like the only like Shang-Chi's not going to the Disney Plus route. Yeah. Like something was weird, really oddly weird about this Black Widow movie.
I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. I think it's just weird overall that they're not like willing to accept the streaming platform just yet. Like, to a certain extent they are, but Black Widow, it sounds like it made a ton of money. Like it really, like even for a non-pandemic, if you kind of factor in everything together, that's a lot of money. I think it was like a ton. So the fact that they just like abandon it and they're like, nah, we're not even going to do it for the next Marvel movie. And they're going to give it a 45-day window, which is not long. Like that's not long at all. But still it's like, wow, like I feel like you're losing out because at my point in time right now, I'm like questioning like how do I want to see that movie? Because I want to see it. It looks incredible. But I'm
Black
like,
Widow or Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi. Like I'm like, sure. Yeah. Like Black Widow, I was just like, here's $30. I'll buy it. I don't care. Pay for the streaming rights or whatever. But like, and then now I'm like, I don't know, what do I want to do with Shang-Chi, So we'll really see.
Because like Black Widow, yeah, you can. So here's the weird thing: you can rent Black Widow for 30, which I've not seen it yet. Like, but because usually, typically for Marvel, for me, I will actually wait the 3 months to like just get it at home and watch it because I feel like those are like a Saturday morning kind of watch for me. I'll usually order the 3D Blu-ray from like Europe or something, and then I'll sit down one morning and I'll watch it. You can get on iTunes, and it's been this way the whole time. You get on iTunes and you can actually buy Black Widow for like it's like $35, and you just have it in your collection forever. So, and then I checked Jungle Cruise to see if that was the case, and it is not the case. So they're trying all these weird things, but like right now, for like $30, I can just go buy Black Widow and have it in my collection. When I can't do the same, but like, so it's like Shang-Chi. It's like, okay, they're not going to come to Disney Plus, but are they going to come to iTunes for like a rental period, or like, are they going to come to iTunes for just a straight up purchase price? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe that 45 day window is that because like Black Widow's past that window anyway. Like it came out at some point, and then it's been a while. So it's already hit all the iTunes. It's probably, is it on DVD? I'm assuming.
No, because I'm trying to buy it from. Usually, I buy my 3D movies from Zavvi. They don't even have it up for pre-order yet.
I don't know. But yeah, I just found it weird that like they're just not going to it, and I think like Kevin Feige has tried to not have these things go to streaming, but they're so set. Like these studios are so set on like the experience. You need to have the experience. We don't care, if it's going to make you sick or not going out to these theaters. We don't care. We just want you to have the experience of going to a theater. And I know that's hard to say for, somebody from your point of view, where like you're literally making something for the theatrical experience for the most part, but like it's, the theater experience, which I was like listening to somebody talk about it today on a show, and they were saying like, yeah, literally it's like the theater experience now is you pay $100 to go take a family, and then you have some guy talking 3 rows ahead of you. You get really angry inside, and you can't forget about this guy talking, but yet the movie's still going on. And then the floor is sticky. Your seat, you dropped your popcorn. Like, so there's so many factors that make the theater experience kind of like less than. So
if anybody, if anybody is fortunate enough to go to like a newer Imagine theater, my parents actually got one in their hometown like 6 months before the pandemic. I hope they made it.
Is it still there? Yeah.
But we went there once. We went and saw Toy Story 4 there. You buy your ticket online. You choose your like seat online, and they're not even seats. It's like you order like couches, basically.
Huh.
And so like a couch is designed to seat like 3 people or whatever. You can have like your own like recliner, and they're all leather. So you buy your ticket, you get your seat, you walk in, no one takes your ticket. All the food is like laid out like buffet style, and you grab what you want, and then like you go, and like there's one person working the entire like theater, and they're the ones ringing you out for your food. You just walk into the theater, grab your seat. I'm thinking the only way that they know if you're not supposed to be there is like if the seat was like not purchased and someone's in the seat, they can probably see you via like camera. And then I'm assuming they would come up to you and be like, hey, like, show me your barcode or whatever. But like, yeah, it was like and this was before the pandemic. It was completely like contactless. Like there was like, I'm not saying it's a good thing, because I'm sure like theaters employ a lot of kids and just like local people, but like the experience was kind of cool. And maybe not the experience of like not interacting with anybody, but the experience of like, yeah, I've got the couch, and I've got, I can put my feet up if I want, and I can just watch it on this giant massive screen.
Yeah.
Which like for me, it's like I've always been like, I'm like, well, my 47-inch screen, as long as I have the surround sound, it's like kind of good enough. But this like elevated that even more to like, yeah, like I don't have to deal with someone kicking my seat or someone talking or someone on their cell phone. I really, really enjoyed that experience. And I think post-pandemic, I would almost exclusively want to go to a theater like that, because it's a leather couch. I don't have to trust that anybody came through and cleaned that. I can have my own. I'm kind of over that kind of like thing. But if you were that person who's like, I got to sit on a clean couch, it's leather. You can bring your own wipes and wipe it down yourself. Like it takes 30 seconds to do that. So like, I hope that theater made it, because I really want to go back when I visit my family again. And
that would be nice to know. You're gonna have to look that up. I want to know. Yeah, we don't really have any like, kind of nicer theaters. No, what's that one that's like Alamo Drafthouse? We have nothing like that around here. So yeah, we just got AMC and a few other random places like that. My theater in my town is just. I went there. I had a bad time like one time, and I'm like, nah, never going back there again. Plus, it's like an old school theater where it's just like the slanted ground and like the old school like wooden chairs that like barely move, and you're like crammed in there like it's like a baseball game or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not the best experience. So I'm okay with sitting at home. So I just wish they would embrace it a little bit more. But again, here we are finding ourselves like saying like, yeah, let's hope we're at a good point by the time June rolls around, because I want to have the full experience for Jurassic World Dominion.
But see, like you're talking like, let's bring it to Jurassic, because I think we've been talking about other stuff for quite a while. So like Jurassic, right? Like almost any other movie, I'd be like, like whatever. Like I'll just wait till I can watch it at home. But with Jurassic, it's like, I really, really, really want to see it on a big screen. I'm like, is it because I'm a massive fan, or is it because they're dinosaurs and they're supposed to be big? Like I can't figure that out. And not to mention, like,
well,
theory,
it's hard.
In theory, it's the last one. Like,
yeah. I mean, that definitely plays into it. I mean, it's definitely not going to be, but like Godzilla versus Kong, like that is a movie that you need to see on the big screen. But like, I watched it on my couch on HBO Max.
Yeah.
So like, that's one of those films that you needed to see on a big screen. And the last one before that, King of the Monsters, I love that movie so much. I saw it 3 times in the theaters. So like, I definitely. Don't shake your head. I definitely would have loved to have seen Godzilla versus Kong a few times in the theaters, and maybe it would have made the experience better for me. I don't know. Who knows? I still liked Godzilla versus Kong, but not as much as the previous one. But you're right.
I'm looking at this imagining. They're still open. They're doing like multiple showings a day.
Well, that's what you'd hope. I guess.
I mean, right?
Is it a single theater? Like, because like those are kind of cool too.
No, looks like it's got like they're showing like 10 different movies throughout the day.
Oh,
so
okay.
like
Right.
it's definitely a multiplex, but like
Yeah.
now is Candyman, is this a remake or is this the old one?
No, it's a remake. There's
It's
a
a
new one
remake.
out.
Okay, I haven't seen anything about it. So these all look like Pretty in Pink. That's an old school one, right?
That's old, yeah.
There's not a new one, right?
They're going back and forth and they're playing like that's how my drive-in is. And I've been keeping up to date with my drive-in because we have one like it's like an hour and 12 minutes away or something.
Yeah.
And that like as far as a theater experience is concerned, that's not great. Like it's not really the projection's not good.
Yeah.
You know, the sound quality is not great when your speakers or the sound system in the car and it's like, you know, a little fuzzy sometimes here or there, but and if it's a dark movie, literally don't even bother going because like you won't be able to see anything. But like at this point, I'm like, I don't know. I have no options. Like I feel like, especially, I don't want to bring my whole family out to theaters right now. But like, but yeah. So I've been keeping an eye on that. And then like the other day, they canceled a movie that we were gonna take my son to go see. And then I look on the schedule. I was like, oh man, they canceled the movie. And I was like, what did they put? Oh, they put on Jurassic Park. It's like was on the schedule.
Was it Paw Patrol the movie that you were going to go see?
It was Paw Patrol the movie. Yep.
That's playing 8 times.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine Heartland. So you just got to go over a couple states and
no, I literally I just got another streaming service. I added Paramount Plus to the repertoire.
We have the Paramount Plus too.
So that's all I did. We watched it here in the basement.
Here's how I got screwed. So it was like, okay, we're getting Paramount Plus for Big Brother for the summer. That's like all we watch on it. And I was like, let's cancel HBO, dude. Like I kid you not, the day I got Paramount Plus, I logged into my email and I had just gotten billed for a month of HBO. And I was like, we'll just let it go. Like,
who cares? No, I guess whatever.
That's how they got me back up to like $80 a month.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I can't even tally how many streaming services I have at this point. It's so bad, you know, but at least you can't really run out of things to watch these days, I guess. So that's a good thing. But why don't we go ahead and why don't we move on to our actual topic?
The show 40 minutes in.
Let's